Hello and welcome to another informative session. Are you one of those people who just enjoys his, her own company? There's just something calming about being surrounded with your own thoughts, doing whatever your heart desires, and wearing, or not wearing, what you please. Are you avoiding people because you fear making a huge fool of yourself? Is the fear of embarrassing yourself in a social setting enough for you to avoid being around anyone at all? So, now you're wondering why you don't like being around people. Is this normal? Below are 10 different plausible reasons you dislike being around people. Number 1. Introversion. Some people just prefer their own company. They don't hate being around other people, they are not shy, and they don't suffer from low self-esteem. Social situations exhaust them and they would prefer to use their limited energy on solitary activities. A typical introvert likes nothing more than being alone. They can drum up energy to be around people, but it's usually not often or for a prolonged period. For introverts, the amount of energy and effort required to participate in normal social gatherings is enough to avoid them altogether. Number 2. Past traumatic experiences. Past traumatic experiences can cause a person to avoid socializing. A person who has experienced trauma in their life may have learned to withdraw from other people in order to protect themselves. Their experience may have taught them maladaptive coping skills to protect against further hurt, pain, or violence. If they avoid everyone, there is little chance anyone can hurt them. Number 3. Current traumatic experiences. When going through a traumatic experience, one of the first things a person may do is retreat from social interactions. Navigating a difficult period of your life is challenging enough without having to manage a full social calendar on top of it. All your energy and focus is on getting through whatever it is you're going through. There is little to none left over for anything else. It could be grieving the tragic and unexpected loss of a friend or loved one. There is no time for you to socialize with people who don't know nor understand what you're going through. Number 4. A loathing of small talk. Most people find small talk challenging, but some find the entire process excruciating. How many interesting things can one truly come up with to say about the sunny weather? Finding a neutral topic to discuss is hard when you don't know the person you're speaking to well enough to avoid touchy subjects or jokes. All the while racking your brain to figure out what to say next and wishing you were anywhere else. It's one thing if you're with a group of people you are relatively comfortable with, such as family members, or old friends. But when it comes to chatting with people you've just met, you'd rather avoid any situation that would force you to engage in excruciatingly painful small talk. Number 5. Low self-esteem. You don't want to be around anyone because you don't want to offend them with your presence. It's hard for you to think anyone will like you when you don't even like yourself. So you prefer to remove yourself from any situation where people could judge or make fun of you. Number 6. Trust issues. It's hard to trust someone when you've been hurt so much in the past. Maybe a friend betrayed your trust and disclosed your personal information to someone else without your permission. Whatever the case may be, you've learned that people are not trustworthy. They say one thing, but mean another. Or they lie about what their intentions are. Often they're just fake, pretending to be one thing, meanwhile they are another. That way, they don't get a chance to break your trust, again, and hurt, disappoint you. Number 7. Reaching a crossroads in life. Everyone comes to a point in their life where they wonder about the direction their life is taking. When your life is at a crossroads, you question the choices you've made, what you've done with your life, and what you've made of the opportunities you had. Questions like, is this all there is to life? Start to run through your mind. Coming to a crossroads in your life could be the result of a traumatic experience, such as losing a loved one. It could also just be a gradual realization that the life you've built for yourself is not reflective of your deep core values. Now you're faced with a decision to change direction altogether, saying goodbye to what you've always known, been, or continue as you always have. This kind of life-altering transformation requires a retreat from what you've known as well as deep introspection. Number 8. Outgrowing a friendship group. Sometimes relationships end because the people involved are growing and changing into different people. There is no big blowout or huge misunderstanding that caused you to retreat from socializing with your friends regularly. You just outgrew them or they you. Whenever you got together, all you ever seemed to talk about was the past. The new versions of yourselves didn't really mesh. Interacting with them has become so awkward that it feels better just to avoid them altogether. You just don't want to continue forcing a friendship that no longer works. Number 9. Uncomfortable being yourself. You have your quirks that not many people understand. Even people who love you don't necessarily get you. While you're not ashamed of who you are reluctant to show your true self to other people. When you are around people you are not totally relaxed with, you find it difficult to be yourself. You are not comfortable being yourself because you know they won't get you. They'll make fun of you, pretend to understand your perspective when they don't, or do something else that is equally awkward. Number 10. Addiction. Are you struggling with an addiction? If so, there is a tendency that you will isolate because you want to keep your addiction a secret. When you're in the throes of addiction, isolation is a tool used to cover up the fact that you've lost control and need help. You avoid being around people in your social circle because they will be able to tell that something is wrong. Still not sure why you don't want to be around anyone? Talking to someone can really help you to handle whatever life throws at you. It's a great way to get your thoughts and your worries out of your head so you can work through them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel for informative videos.